everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be doing embarrassing period stories just because I feel like every girl has had them. Why not tell you all about mine? Yeah, please excuse the hair and this massive Jeff here. Can't get rid of him. If this is the first time you have visited my channel, then hello, I'm Katie. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and also smash this video a huge thumbs up if you liked it. And let's just get straight into the video. So, I have a couple of embarrassing period stories. Most of them are kind of like the same type of thing that's happened but in different places. So I'm going to start off with school. Now, I think I started my period when I was 13 or 14, so I was quite an older starter because some people start when they're like 11 or 12. I think I was 14 when I first started. I can't remember how I started. I can't remember when it happened, but I just know I was 14, I think. Either 13 or 14, so one or the other. But yeah, so I started my period and I was a really heavy. Yeah, I used to be like mega heavy, like literally it's unreal. When I first started, because obviously I weren't on any like contraception or anything because I was 14. I'm on the pill now because I went on the pill at I think I went on the pill at 15 actually. Not for like sexual stuff, but just because my periods were that heavy and I was in absolute agony that they put me on the pill. Obviously to try and control it, and they were coming like every 2 weeks rather than every month. So I needed it controlling, so it's like once a month now, and I'm still on the pill now. Anyway, this isn't embarrassing. I'm just telling you a bit of backstory of all my periods. So yeah, so I think I was 14 when I came on, first started. The first embarrassing story, I can't remember, I think I was in year 10 and we were in PE in school. Now nobody knows about this in school, so if anybody from school is watching this, then here's an embarrassing story for you. But yeah, we were doing PE, and in school, I think as you get older, you start to do PE with the boys as well. So like, you'd like share PE lessons and stuff. Anyway, it was just I think it was raining outside, so we couldn't go outside to do anything. So we were playing badminton inside, and I was on my period. And obviously in school you wear shorts with PE, like you have shorts. Well, our school had a set PE uniform, so we had shorts and a polo shirt. And I was on my period really heavy. This was before I started the pill. I was on so heavy and I didn't have time to change my pad before we had to go down. So it was like literally like full. I know this is like too much information, but it was already full, and I was like, this can't happen. Like, I don't feel very well to start with. I am practically like overloaded with blood. Like, what am I meant to do? Anyway, it was kind of like a chilled lesson, so it was like you got into like teams and you just go up one at a time and play badminton. So I was sat on the bench and I thought, I physically can't get up. I was like, I have leaked, and I know I have leaked, and I can feel it. And I could feel it like on my legs and on my shorts, and I was like, I can't get up and go and play badminton. This is so embarrassing. My shorts will be covered in blood. The bench will probably be covered in blood. So someone went to me, do you want to have a go? And I was like, no, I really don't feel very well. I think I'm just going to stay here if that's okay. And they were like, yeah, sure, that's fine. So I literally stayed, sat down for the whole hour of PE because I was like, I just can't get up. So when the PE lesson had finished, I like literally stood up after everyone had gone. Like, I was the last one up, even though the teacher was there, they didn't see. And I turned around and I looked at the bench, and it was like, it weren't covered in blood. There was blood on the bench. And I was like, oh my god. So I like sat down and kind of like rubbed it with my bum, because my bum was covered in blood anyway. And I like rubbed it so it wouldn't stay on the bench, because it was just so embarrassing. And I had a massive patch about this big of blood on my shorts. And I went upstairs and I was like, how do I hide this? Because obviously you go into the girls' change rooms, everybody's there. So I practically ran into my spot where I was, because everyone had like their allocated spots in PE. I ran in and I was like to my friends, like, I need to go to the toilet now. I had no change of knickers. The lucky thing is I think it was last lesson, so I could go home like straight after. So I literally kept my shorts on, just shoved my skirt on, went to the toilet, obviously changed my pad because it would have just kept coming otherwise. And then I think I just literally legged it out of the the school and went home. It wasn't embarrassing because, well, it was embarrassing because it was just really embarrassing, but nobody saw it. But inside I was like crying because I was like, oh my god, if I stand up and people are around there, I'm going to see blood everywhere. So it was just like, nobody saw it, I don't think, but it was just embarrassing for me. So that's period story 1. The second period story is, I think I went into history and I wasn't due on or anything. I think I'd literally practically just come off. And I went into history, this was in year 10 as well. And me and my friend, we walked in and I felt something and I was like, no. I was like, this can't happen. I had things on me, but I didn't put anything on previous to the blood because I didn't think I was going to leak. I didn't think I was going to come on. So, yeah. So I had pads on me because, girl, you always need pads. And I got into PE and I just felt something pour out of me and I was like, no. I was like, you've got to be kidding. Because I was such a quiet person in school. Like, I barely spoke out loud to anyone. I'd have my friends. I would never speak up in class, barely. I was just so shy. What's changed? But I think we had a female teacher at the time, so it wasn't too bad. Or did we have a male? I think we had a female. We'd just changed from male to female. And I was like to my friend, I've literally just come on my period and I need to go to the toilet. Obviously I didn't have any knickers on me either, like spare knickers. So I went up to the teacher and everyone was like looking at me and I was like, can I go to the toilet? And she was like, but it's just, we just started the lesson. And I was like, yeah, but girls just come on. And she was like, okay, go. But it was just so embarrassing because everyone was like staring at me and I was just like, I can't help being a girl. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm shy anyway, please don't look at me. So that's the second period story. So obviously I had to go throughout the whole day of school with blood in my knickers, but I had a pad on. Disgusting. Girls, periods are just gross. Guys, you are so lucky to not have a period because things like this is just awful. And now I have a final one, and this was recently, probably about a month ago. Perfect. So I am on the pill, my period's aren't that heavy. I wear pads because I just can't use tampons. I physically just can't, and they scare me as well from all the stories that have happened to people. So I prefer pads. Yes, it's not as hygienic really, but I just prefer them. So this is why these accidents happen, because of pads, just saying. So I went to this like child's play area thing with my boyfriend, his sister and our niece. So my boyfriend's sister's baby, and she's not one yet. So yeah, so we went to like play because we wanted to get more interactive and like climbing and stuff. And I was on my period. I weren't on that heavy and I thought, yeah, I'll be fine. I had pads on me anyway. And I got in the car, and if I sit in like a weird position, sometimes my pad like curls in a little bit so I can leak, but I didn't think anything of it. I just got in the car and we got there, and as I stood up out of the car I thought, something doesn't feel right. Something feels a little bit wet down there on my bum. So I went to my boyfriend's sister. I think I've leaked. Like, we are really close, so it doesn't matter. Like, I could show her anything. Like, I'd be like, I think I've leaked. And she went, where? And I was like, obviously, like, I said, like, where? So I, like, pulled, I, like, kind of, like, twisted because it's, like, underneath a little bit. If you've leaked, you'll know. And she went, yes, you have. And I was like, great. We just got there. I was about to have so much fun with my niece running up and down these things. And I was like, and I've leaked. And this is so embarrassing. So I went to the toilet. I had a jacket on, luckily, so I wrapped it around my waist. And I went to the toilet and obviously changed my pad. But my pad wasn't full. It was just... It just come like from the side from when I've been sitting down in a weird position. So I was like, great. Like, you know, I can't really do anything anymore. So I changed my pad just in case, and like tried to clean up a little bit of the patch, but it's blood. You've got to proper wash it off. Plus I would have looked like I peed myself as well. Luckily I had my jacket, so I could have wrapped it around, but if I'd have been climbing up things and bent over, you would have seen the blood. There were so many people there as well, and they probably would have seen when I bent over to show my boyfriend's sister my patch. So yeah. fun times. So I didn't really like do anything then. I just literally just sat down on my jacket like I really wanted to go and play, but I can't. I've leaked so many times, like literally so many. I also leaked in English class in year 10 or 11, but our skirts were blue, so it kind of just like, I know blood's not blue, but it just kind of like looked a bit wet, like I'd like got splashed some water on my skirt or something. It didn't look like blood, and it was last lesson, so it wasn't bad, like too bad. But honestly, I've leaked so many times, like so many, it's unreal. But yeah, they're like the 3 most publicly embarrassing ones, I suppose you could say. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, if you did, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and smash this video a huge thumbs up. If you want more like embarrassing stories, I can try and think of some. Like, just give me some topics to talk about, like stories maybe that I've been through, and I will talk about these embarrassing stories, because why not put my whole self and embarrassing self online. So yeah, don't forget to follow my social medias, which will also be linked down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!